Hello and welcome to another episode of the Rebel Creatives podcast. I'm your host Delano and I help creative entrepreneurs increase their revenue using the Rebel Growth system. So in this episode, I wanted to touch on helping you to pick the right traffic strategy to grow and scale your business. All right. And what I realize is that a lot of persons, they will just pick a strategy and they'll run with it, and it doesn't work out because one, it's not ideal for their situation, and two, they haven't done it long enough for it to reach the point where it's really helping them to grow and get the results that they want for their business. In this episode, I want to touch on these things. I want to kind of give you some insight on how I pick the right strategies to go with in my business and how you can do the same so that you can grow predictably and consistently. So let's dive right in. The first thing you want to do is understand that doing traffic is broken up in like three main categories, and that's how I do it. You might do it a different way or hear it a different way somewhere else, but I've done it in these ways, right? Built, bought, borrowed, right? These are the three categories that I use. And knowing which one to use is very important. But the idea here is not that you're going to just do one. It's the best thing to do for your business is to do multiple strategies that will be growing your business, that's working efficiently and effectively. All right. There's no overlap. There's just synergy. And that's how you grow your business, and that's how you even scale your business, because no one strategy will get you everything. Plus, you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket, right? You want to have multiple income streams, and as a result, you want to have multiple traffic sources that is helping you to make those revenue in your business. All right, so let's dive right into the next step, right? After knowing if you're going to go with a built, bought, or borrowed strategy, how do you pick which one of those that you work with? And it's based on two resources, right? Time or money. If you have more time than you have money, you'll do a built strategy, right? Hands down, right? Not saying that it won't cost you any money, but it's something that can be done at a very low cost and probably with no money involved if you have enough time to invest, right? The next is money, which will go with built, right? If you don't have any time at all, whether it is that you are really swamped and don't have the hours to put in, or you just don't want to be using your time to do that one thing, right? You want it to do something else, like travel the world or spend time with your children, or just to do specific tasks in your business. You don't want it to be used on marketing. Then but you have the money to spare. That's when you come in with the built strategy. And borrowed is like a balance between the two, right? This is where you will put in some time. This is where you will put in some money. But the biggest difference here is that the traffic source or the traffic method is more of a shared or pooled system or outcome, right? So let's move to the next issue, right? Which is, after picking a strategy or a lane in which you want to go, that's better. After picking a lane, you want to now say, okay, which strategy is best for me based on my strengths and weaknesses, all right? You want to make sure that you're picking one that aligns with you and your capabilities so that you're able to do it consistently, right? Because that is going to be key when it comes to growing and scaling, because you don't want to start a strategy and then stop, and you don't want to do it in a way that you're not collecting enough data, because you need to collect data so that you can better serve and improve your entire strategy, because you won't start any strategy at 100, right? It's not going to be perfect from the beginning. There will be a learning phase that you will have to go through, and you want to make sure that you can endure to to go through that phase so that you can improve the strategy that you're implementing. And that moves to the next and final point, really, which is to make sure that you're consistent and collecting data when you're implementing your marketing strategy, right, to get traffic. And this is very important because you do not want to make changes based on your opinion. You want to be making changes and improvements based on fact, right? And that is how, and that's a big differentiating factor between a growing business and a stagnant business, right? If you are all about growth, if you're all about scaling, if you're all about predictability and consistency, then collecting data is what will separate you from the rest, all right? So when we say collect data, we're talking about preferences, likes, dislikes, doing surveys to get feedback on your performance and even the performance of the sales process, right? You want to get all of these information so that you can now use it to better target your ideal customers and then to better speak to them so that they can be considering you. And last but not least, better serve them so that they will be saying yes to you and doing repeat business with you. All right. So that's it for explaining the whole idea of picking that right strategy based on your current situation and assets that you have, whether it be more time or more money, and then making sure that it's aligned with you, so it's something that you can consistently do, not something that you will do for a week or two and then stop, or a few months, but something that you can commit to for even a year. And then making sure that you're collecting the right data so that you can improve this marketing strategy, so that you can better target, better serve, and better speak to the people that you're trying to present your offer to serve. All right. So with that being said, let's give some examples. Right. Let us look at some examples of both to get the gears turning and to make you see what's possible. Right. And I'm going to talk about things that I've done in the past that have worked. And I'm going to use a couple business examples so that wherever you fall, if you might hear your specific business type or not, but open your mind, because these are things that can apply to pretty much any business. All right. So let's look at the first category, which is the build category. And let's use a restaurant, for example. A restaurant owner or a restaurant business can say, hey, I want to do a build strategy where I build out a campaign from the ground up for a giveaway, right? Now, yes, you'll put in your time here more than you will put in money. You can literally do, if you have the know-how, you can do it without any money at all. But you can do a giveaway and say whatever the persons will win. The key here is to make sure that you have elements where people are giving you their name and their phone number when they join, or some amount of data to contact them, and they are sharing with their friends and family who would be interested in winning your contest. And the beauty with this is it's pretty organic, right? And we see that organic stuff kind of stay in the build strategy, which is low money, more time, right? So at the end of the month or at the end of the contest period, you'll see that you're collecting a lot of data, you're getting in front of a bunch of people, and all it took is for you to spend some time to build out that offer, right? So that's a quick example of how you can use the build strategy to come up with a marketing thing that will work for your business. The next is, let's look at a car detailer, right? They can do a bot method, right? This is where they're buying awareness, they're buying leads, they're buying attention from other sources. So for example, they can do Facebook ads if they're doing an offer for, let's say, a car wash membership, right? Or if they want to do ceramic wrap, they could do a Google ads, right? So when people are searching to get their cars wrapped, they will show up, right? At this point, it's all about either having the skill to do it yourself, or just putting in their money and hiring an agency, let them do the heavy lifting for you and have it work. A good ad will get you a bunch of leads coming in month after month, and then you just focus on serving those persons. All right. And then let's look at the borrowed. We're going to look at, say, a massage therapist, right? So here's how, without much money and without much time, you can put a little of both in. They can reach out to a gym owner and say, hey, if you send over any of your members over to my massage therapist business to, get their muscles relaxed and stuff like that after a good workout for the week, right? You can now leverage and borrow the audience of that gym owner and get them over into yours. And then you can do the same where you're sending your people to them and you share the revenue. All right. For example, you can give the gym owner a 20% cut off of anybody that they send over that spend with you on a specific offer that you're doing for their people. And you can work out the same arrangement with them. The whole idea here is that you're not starting from scratch and you're not paying an arm and a leg to get in front of an audience. It's more of a symbiotic relationship, as it were, right? So these are some of the examples of how you can do any of the three. But most importantly, just to even give some examples of doing it based on your strengths, if you're doing a build method and you don't have the strength or the skill set of building websites and funnels, then you'd probably do a postcard, right? Or you'll do a promotional card that you will give out to people for them to participate in that giveaway or contest, right? Like even a raffle, printed stuff, very physical and stuff like that, but it still does the work. But you want to make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy, that you're able to do. And if you have more money with that part, because you're not that involved, that will look more on the sales process, and this is all about traffic. But you can make sure that whatever you're investing in, it aligns with your brand, it aligns with your values, right? For example, you're not going to pay somebody to do a bunch of email blast, and the email doesn't sound or represent your brand or your business in any way. It doesn't even sell the way that you're selling. Maybe you are not the salesy type of person, right? You want to have your emails be a little bit more relaxed, right? So you want to make sure that your brand identity, your brand voice is being maintained when you do these paid methods. That's the biggest concern that you will have at this step. And then for borrowed, you want to make sure that you're not doing anything that you aren't able to or comfortable doing. For example, in some situations, you may need to be doing live webinars, live workshops, right? Meet and greets to share and network with others. If that's not you, you might want to just do a recorded webinar. You might want to do a video sales letter. You might just want to do a sales page that you send to somebody, and then they share it to their audience via whatever means they have, and then you can get your cut of the sales that come in. So at the end of the day, make sure that you're picking something that you align with, something that's based on your strengths, and make sure that you're being consistent, you're tracking your results, and you're taking that data to improve your strategy so that you can be more efficient and grow and even scale your business. I like to say at the end of everything, you want to build, implement, and then automate. And once you automate a strategy, you want to build, implement, and then automate another strategy. We always talk about multiple income streams, but you can have one product and have multiple traffic sources, right, going to the one product. So one traffic source might be responsible for 10K, another one responsible for 50K, right? But you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket. And this is how we do it, that you're not straining yourself, but you're getting consistent positive results over time. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you find it very informative, and I'm going to leave it right there and see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for making it, and Delano signing out.